Hi, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning in to your pendulum reading. We're going to start by chilling out, taking some deep breaths, focusing on our question. We do need to focus on letting the pendulum answer in a yes or no format. So please phrase your question accordingly. So let's go ahead and take some deep breaths. Focus on that one question, problem, issue that has been popping up lately, something you've been struggling with. Now, just so you know, when we read the pendulum, if it swings top to bottom, that will be yes. If it's left to right, that will be no. If it hangs out in the center, we either need to rephrase our question or the answer is not available to us right now. Okay? Let's go ahead and take those calming, grounding breaths. Focus on your question. And let's begin. It's not doing much of anything, Sag. Let's rephrase the question. Remember, the pendulum can only answer yes or no, or not right now. Try again. Wow. All right, so let's go ahead and pull some cards because right now they're telling us it's either not at a point where we can actually get a yes or no because of free will, or the situation hasn't manifested itself to the point of no return that they can give you a definite answer. So we're going to start by getting some oracle cards up. Okay. Trapped, message, and complicated. Okay, well, now we know why the pendulum couldn't give you a definite answer. I'm going to pull a couple more, or one more actually, but we'll see what comes out. Trapped, message, complicated. And look over here, we have playful. So we have all this dark energy on this side, and then we have playful on that side. And if you notice on these two right here, we have a bird that's in a cage, and we have a bird that's flying. Okay, so know that there's an end to this situation. Know that there is an answer that will be a positive one, whether it's the answer you want. You know, sometimes we're a little nearsighted with our answers. We have to expand a little bit more because sometimes the universe has an answer for us that we never even imagined. Bottom of the deck, we have belonging. This is either a reflection of your home environment, that you have complicated issues, you know, within your household, or feeling that you belong in a certain place. This could be a longing to belong, in a special community or neighborhood or work environment or family environment that you haven't been able to manifest for yourself in the present time. But I love how this goes through dark energy of complications, and even the message card is dark in the aspect of you see the brilliant light, so you know there's a positive answer, but there's some dark times that you're looking for that spark, you're looking for that guidance from spirit. You feel trapped right now, you know, in a complicated situation, but then over here we have playful. I love that because that gives us hope and joy, and knowing that we are living in the present and finding joy in the small things. And sometimes that's all we get when we're going through something that's really heavy or complicated. Know that the final outcome has not been decided yet. So due to free will, it can go either way depending on how you wanted that question answered. You are here for a reason. Okay, so the reason why you're stuck in this whole big mess is because your love, your guidance, your presence, sometimes even your silence is comforting to others. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. So don't doubt that. You're put in the middle of this situation for a reason. And you may not have the answer, but just your presence alone makes a huge difference in the energy shift and the way the outcome will be. We have two coming out for you right now. And we have be of service and abundance is your right. And abundance is a lot of different things. Bottom of the deck, choose love over fear. So this is talking about your energy, okay? You are of service in your spirituality, in your line of work, and how you greet other people, the things you do on a daily. You do a lot of little things that may go unnoticed by normal people, but spirit notices. Spirit knows when you're helping someone that can't help themselves. Spirit knows when you held the door open for somebody and you made that ripple effect of something positive, even though you're going through all kinds of crazy right now. You don't let that stop you from being the light that you are. Abundance, like I said, comes in a lot of different ways. Abundance can be financial, but it can also be spiritual. It can also be just being in, you know, in the group of love and light, in making a difference. And whatever you put out comes back to you threefold. So if you go by that rule, or even if, you know, you believe in the karma rule, what you put out, you get back. That's the abundance that's coming back to you. So always be conscious in your presence of going through this, that what you're giving out will come back to you, and what you're giving out will also be a ripple effect of the positive. So keep that in mind when you're going through this heavy energy of it being complicated, feeling trapped in a situation, trying to listen to the messages. And it's the worst when you are looking for messages and you're saying, am I on the right path? Give me a sign, you know, and the signs are complicated. And you're like, can you just kind of, you know, dumb it down a little bit for me, you know, make it a little bit more clear. Sometimes we need a neon sign as to which path we're supposed to take. You know, they are giving us our signs. We are seeing them. We may not understand them at the moment, but they will come clear. If you're seeing a lot of feathers around you that you normally wouldn't in random places, know that that is a sign just in itself that you're on the right path. You're being protected. Angels and spirits are with you during that time. I found a feather straight up in my driveway. I have, you know, a line in my driveway where the sidewalk meets, and it was sticking straight up as I went to get the mail. And I actually drove over it to get into my driveway, and it was still standing straight up. And I'm like, okay, well, this is a sign for me. And I was asking for signs recently in that time frame. Well, I ask for them all the time, but in that time frame, I was really looking for a sign. And I was like, okay, well, we'll be okay. You know, it is what it is, but we'll be okay. All right, you get a lot of cards popping out here. for clarification. You get a lot of good stuff coming your way. Okay, so now we have the Five of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Two of Swords. And then over here, we have the Sun card, okay? This is all positive energy. You're reflecting on your situations. You're reflecting on how this can be better for you. You are looking towards making that decision rather quickly. And when you do, there's going to be a coming of energies that will boost you up, lead you in the right way. This can be sisters, this can be friends, this can be co-workers. This three is very important because it's coming of three energies times three coming in and boosting what you're trying to do. But ultimately, you have to make that decision for what is best for you. The Sun card is coming in, and that's success. That's your abundance. That's everything coming together for all the hard work that you went through that was so complicated, that you felt trapped in a lot of ways. A lot of responsibilities were on you. You had to do what you had to do. And I was actually pulling for this here as a clarification, and we had the Ace of Swords in reverse. That things were not panning out. It was getting sticky and complicated, and you couldn't think clearly through all the drama. The messages were coming in muddled. You thought they meant one thing and they actually meant something else. It was just a very hard time. But to get through that time, you became of service to someone or a bunch of someones. You either joined a group or picked a person and made it your priority to help and to give of yourself and not expect anything in return. And within that energy gave you that playful energy, gave you that focus, gave you that time to breathe from the heavy energy to the light energy, raising your vibration to do what is right, even though everything around you seems to be going to crap. And you're like, okay, well, I can't fix anything here today. Let me figure out where I can fix something. What service could I be to someone else? And like I said, it's even the smallest things, helping someone at, at a gas pump, giving them a quarter when they need to get one of those carts from, Aldi or whatever. It can be just as simple as that, because at this time you're so much in your energies and trying to make the right decision for all involved that you just need to step away from that. And to do that, to bring that joy, to fill your cup back in, you're going to do something for someone else. And you find great pleasure in doing that when you know that you've touched someone on a level that they can't really reciprocate or pay you back. And like I said, it doesn't have to be this big, huge thing, but just your touch, just your smile, just you being kind to them can make all the difference in the world. You have two coming here to clarify that. And if you notice, it's very, very dark energy. If you notice, the cards are real dark, but they're both in reverse. And we have the Five of Wands in reverse, which is typically, what I was going to say is that in the upright, that usually means conflict, but it's in reverse because you're not dealing with the conflict anymore. You're making a conscious effort not to deal with any conflict, any fighting, any nagging, any nitpicking, any gossiping. You're not part of it. You can't be bothered right now. You're in service. You're in a joyful mood. You want to go out and have fun. You want to put some of this energy aside and deal with it later. The Death card in reverse, that's talking about not being resistant to change. So knowing that you're walking away from the conflict and changes are coming, better things are coming towards you, that's where you get your success. We're going to do another clarifier here for the Sun card. It's okay to walk away and go to where you belong, go to where you're appreciated. If this is a work situation and you feel obligated to do this task and you're working with a bunch of people that don't appreciate you, but you're contributing to the situation, you're finding the answers, or you're here for a reason. You could be the leader of this particular assignment, and you've had to take over leadership because the leader doesn't know what they're doing, and it's going to be, really detrimental to a lot of people if this project doesn't take off, and you're dealing with all this stuff. Once that stuff goes through, once you decide that I'm not going to fight it, I'm just going to embrace it, that's where your answers come in. And a lot of times we get a lot of stuff put upon us that we think other people, management say, should be in charge of, but yet we're doing it to make things go smoothly, make sure our co-workers are happy at work, so they do a good job, so that the clients are happy, and that as a team, you're successful. And you might just find a new way in which you belong to a different group than you've been assigned or that you've assigned yourself. There we go. Coming out of the cold with the Five of Pentacles to the Success card. Okay, so if someone had put you or neglected to see your light and your contributions, and you were put with this team at work and they weren't listening to your ideas, they weren't listening to your suggestions, and you know that you had all the answers because it worked for you in the past. It's a tried and true with you. You've already been down this road, say with a different company, and they weren't listening to you and they were keeping you out in the cold. You come in with all the solutions and you're the one that gets the success. You're the one who gets the reward, and you're the one that they actually look to for the answers. But there's going to be a shift in you fighting a particular energy flow in which you feel trapped, in which you feel like you're getting all the burdens put upon you, but you're rising above that. Okay, you rise above that, even though it's complicated. There's not a lot of positive communication. You shift that. You stop fighting that negative energy and you let the good energy come in. You allow yourself to be of service. You allow those answers to come to you and the problems become solved. I also feel that you find your new community once you're able to let your gifts shine through, your confidence shine through. They didn't give you a chance to shine and doubted your abilities, but you're the one they should have relied on and put as a leader in the beginning. So know when all this energy shifts that you're the one that comes out on top. And a lot of people, and you do it with grace, by the way, with that playful, you do it with grace. You don't do it with vengeance. You don't do it with, being a little uppity, in your ego. You do it from the heart and you get the respect that you deserve. Thanks, Sag, for tuning in and letting me do your reading for you today. I hope the message helps. Take care.